If it's in Hampton Roads, it's on the Hampton Roads Show.
Welcome to the Hampton Roads Show, everybody. Our live audience is from the YWCA. Coming up a little later, we'll find out about their Rock of Love event this weekend and how you can take part.
In the kitchen today, Jonathan Scott, executive chef from the kitchen at Powhatan. He's showing us a dish from their new menu. Filet mignon with warm onion marmalade, cognac and wild mushroom pan sauce with roasted asparagus.
Yum, and coming up in this morning's I Am Hampton Roads, meet James Thomas. He's a Navy pilot and a children's author whose books have helped families cope with the separation anxiety associated with deployment.
And it is contest week on the Hampton Roads Show. All week long we've been giving away some really awesome prizes, so watch and win.
Watch and win. Still a couple more up for grabs, and of course the big mega ticket.
Oh man, I mean that is really huge. I don't know if you guys are country fans, but I mean Sugarland is coming and Lady Anna. Yeah, I mean those are kind of like groups that have so many crossover fans. So even just have tickets to those two shows is huge. But there are more. All right, let's get right to our hot topics today, and we're starting with the Supreme Court. They are talking about what was passed as the Stolen Valor Act back in 2005 that made it a felony to say that you received things like the Congressional Medal of Honor or the Purple Heart in the military if you didn't. It's being challenged now by supporters of civil liberties who's not a supporter of civil liberties, but the problem is telling a lie like this protected under free speech? Because free speech says, you don't have to like what people say, but they're allowed to say it. But other people say that this is a case of impersonation. If I were carrying a police officer's badge running around saying I was a police officer, that is a crime. So I don't know. Having served myself, I think it should be against the law to, pose. But it's a slippery slope, I guess, is what some legal analysts say.
Sounds to me like using the First Amendment free speech is sort of a weak argument.
I would say in that instance.
Seems like a weak argument.
But they tried to regulate, violent video games and things like that, and the Supreme Court has historically not really gotten involved in that because of free speech rights. But I see it as something clearly different.
Yeah, I think there should definitely be a consequence to follow that. And coming from a military family, my dad was retired Air Force and officer. I do think if somebody were to walk around saying that they were this or received the Purple Heart, like that is something that is sacred and you fight for and it's an honor. I do think that you should just get a slap on the wrist and go about doing that, definitely. But who's to say you'll catch everybody saying that? It's just kind of like, how do you regulate it? But
you remember the flap over Wedding Crashers? We were talking about that a little bit before the show. I don't know if you guys remember. It was a very funny movie, Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. But on the website, they had pretend Purple Hearts. It was a joke and it was a publicity thing, but they ended up having to take that down off the website because veterans were upset at just the notion that somebody would be out there posing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see from the veteran side point of view for sure. You don't want that to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts on that hot topic. Keeping with the military, today's I Am Hampton Roads segment is very neat. His name is James Thomas, and he's a Navy pilot, also a children's author. He's been deployed several times, and so he decided, there wasn't a lot of books at the time that helped families be able to cope with when mom or dad was away and for how long and how to explain to them at such a young age. So he decided to write his own books. Of course, you can see one there, What Will I Play While You're Away? Very simple books. He has a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, but he said he's always loved writing, and when he's on deployment, he writes. When he's at home, he writes. And so it poses the question, we're journalists. I love my job, love what I do, but also if you had the chance to pursue something else, or what's your second passion, or what do you love to do on the side? What would you do, or what would you do if you weren't doing this? I danced. I was active in college, high school, and so it's kind of always been a little secret dream to be a huge choreographer, like Fatima Johnson, so that would be kind of a side passion of
When
mine,
are you going to bust a move for us?
What,
you
Chris,
talk about your dance,
I have been working
and I want to wait for you to bust a move.
Because I'm going to choreograph a routine for I will only
we
dance
saw the moves.
if you two dance with me. That is the step. That's the simulation.
Okay. All right. Thanks
Terry's
a lot.
going, no.
It.
But it's just
Second
fun.
career?
So choreographer.
Probably teaching or something with kids, working with kids.
I'm the same way. Every time I've been into a classroom situation, it'd be great, especially maybe at a college level. Since we've been so far in this business, teach the college students, as a professor, be kind of neat.
Lend a hand.
Professor
Chris.
Professor Chris. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Teaching the kids.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
So let us know. Those are 2 hot topics. Of course, a couple ways you can join in on the conversation. Facebook, and follow us on Twitter at HR_show. In the meantime, we're going to bring in meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler. Good morning.
Something tells me he could go in a lot of different directions.
I was going to say, what would you do if you weren't doing
other careers
weather?
other than weather?
I wasn't
what would be
doing
like a side
weather.
passion?
Yeah.
I would probably be a physical fitness instructor.
Really?
Yeah, I've been working out since I was 13, so a very long time. We won't say that, in the gym. I got a membership when I was a kid, and so I've been working out and work out about 3 to 5 times a week. I think there's only a period where maybe 3 or 4 times where I skipped about a month in that time frame, and I love it. And I would do that in a heartbeat, and you know, I have a more flexible schedule. And
you know, the road, he's like, the gym is that way.
Where's my weather pointer? Look at the cold front moving in from the west. If you start paying attention,
Pressure coming in from the
Mix
south.
the 2 worlds.
Right.
There you
Kiss
go.
the muscles.
Good idea. It's a good idea. All right.
So watch
So
the game.
anyway, let's take a look at the forecast today. There you go. Temperatures low 70s. I mean, you could almost hit the beach today. Look at that, 73
Yeah.
degrees. Almost, I said. 74 tomorrow. You got some showers later tomorrow, but the big thing tomorrow also is going to be the winds. The winds will be gusting up to about 35 to 40 miles an hour, along with those warm temperatures. So today's the nicer day of the 2. And then Saturday, Sunday, we drop the temps. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s, low 50s, and then we'll start warming up early in the next week. All right, let's think Oscar-themed pop quiz for the day. So here's the first clue. Nominated for an Oscar 59 times. Spoke for the animals, co-founded an animation empire, and created the most popular mouse. So good luck with that. Again, Oscar-themed today, not so much local, and tomorrow will be as well.
Ding, ding, ding.
There you go.
Pretty easy.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm going to ask Cookie.
All right, contest week, we're giving away some fantastic prizes, and here's what's up for grabs. We've already given away the tickets to the PBR Experience, March 10th at Hampton Coliseum, the outdoor deck cooking package, and the new carpeting package, but here's what's still up for grabs.
You can get a Yankee Candle gift basket loaded with great Yankee candles and accessories from the Yankee Candle Williamsburg flagship store, and a 2-night weekend stay at Newport News Marriott at City Center with breakfast for 2 each day.
And everybody who enters our pop quiz trivia all week long will automatically be entered to win the contest week grand prize, the hottest ticket in town, the Country Mega Ticket from Farm Bureau Live.
Amazing.
All right, so Fox American Idol, take a look at this awesome popcorn machine. It's a popcorn maker for your house. We're going to tell you how you can win it. All you have to do is watch and win. Here's how. Watch American Idol. That's going to be on tonight on our sister station, Fox 43. And then look for the trivia question. Then text your one-word answer to the number 36729. Now, text messaging rates do apply, but you can also enter online going to fox43tv.com. Good luck.
And today on Anderson, inside the mind of a sex offender and how to protect your kids. Here's a clip from an expert who claims parents are the first line of defense.
The key is that parents are the first line of defense here. And we can't quantify that thing we call the creep factor. But when something does seem inappropriate, and don't start a witch hunt, but ask questions and hold people accountable. There's nothing wrong with starting an investigation on things that just don't seem normal. Allegations were made more than 20 years ago against Mr. Burnt.
Against this teacher,
and they couldn't prove anything, but then the ball got dropped. Nobody watched him or monitored him thereafter. And 20 years later, look at what we've discovered.
That is coming up today at 4 o'clock right here on WAVY TV 10. And while you're watching, look for the Anderson word of the day, then log on to wavy.com to enter to win tickets to an Anderson show taping. In the kitchen today, Executive Chef Jonathan Scott from the kitchen at Powhatan. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Just hearing Chris Reckling talk about what you're making today, it sounded really awesome, but if folks missed the very tip-top of the show, if you don't mind repeating what we've got on tap.
Absolutely. Today we're going to do a pan-seared filet mignon, really classic dish in any steakhouse. We're going to finish it with a cognac and wild mushroom cream sauce. And then on the side we're going to do this red onion marmalade, which is a little sweet and sour, works really well with the steak, and then some roasted asparagus spears.
All right, you say that like it's not a big deal.
It's actually pretty easy.
It's a lot to get done in a few minutes, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to get started in just a second.
Fantastic.
Yummy. All right, time for our Hampton Roads Pet Pal of the Week. And look out, everybody. This one's going to steal your heart. This is
mine.
Chance, an 8-month-old from Virginia Beach SPCA. you can adopt our Pet Pal of the Week. Call 427-0070. Looks like a little bit of
yes, you were just
Shih Tzu, maybe?
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like our dog Max.
He's so cute. All right, still ahead. Anyone who has been deployed knows what kind of cold it can take on your family. Coming up in this morning's I Am Hampton Roads, see how James Thomas's love for writing is helping not only his family, but it's helping other families get through deployment. Stay with us.
Oh, there's little Chance looking for a chance to be yours if you can get him away from Arion, our pet pal of the week. All right, and wash my hands because I was over there patting Chance, and now we're back here in the kitchen with Jonathan Scott. He's the executive chef at the kitchen at Powhatan and making a delicious filet mignon dish. So are you going to start with the filet or we'll start working on the sides?
We'll start with the filet and then one of the sides. I'll go over all the ingredients real quick,
Okay.
as usual. We have our filet mignon.
Yeah.
Some brown sugar, butter, my own homemade seasoning salt, which I'll go over in a little while.
Okay.
Some whole grain mustard for the finishing sauce, wild mushrooms, shallots, red onions, all types of good stuff. And then the last thing I brought, which is not in the recipe online, but you guys can always do it, is some fresh black truffle. And we're going to shave that right into the finishing sauce.
Now, what is a truffle exactly? Is it a mushroom?
It's actually in the same kind of family, I guess you could say. It's a type of fungus. It's very expensive. It's got an earthiness to it, but it's good just about in everything.
Where do you buy it?
Specialty stores and
Specialty
stuff,
stores.
because they're only really grown in France.
You don't want to spend hours in the woods
No.
of France.
No, I wouldn't suggest that.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start off with getting our fillets seared. I've got a little bit of clarified butter that I've cooled down into balls, and then also have some olive oil to use for our non-stick agent.
Okay.
And we're going to take our fillets, which I've already seasoned really nicely.
Oh, and you did say you were going to reveal the secret recipe for your seasoning salt.
Yes, I will.
Which is nice of you. Some chefs always have that thing that they don't want to tell us, you know, which I understand that too.
Most seasoning salts people use is just cracked black pepper and salt. This seasoning salt that I use in the kitchen right now is kosher salt Fleur de Sal, which is a French seasoning salt, white truffle salt, and cracked black pepper. So it adds a much more of a depth of flavor to any kind of meat.
Sounds like it.
Most definitely. In our separate pan, while this is searing, we're going to start a red onion marmalade. You definitely need a lot of time to do this. Marmalade is one of those dishes, the longer it cooks, the better it is, so we'll start it early. Got some julienne stripped red onions.
And more clarified butter in there.
And a little bit of olive oil. The reason I do both is it raises the smoke point, because obviously everybody's like put oil or butter in a pan, it blackens when you're done. This kind of raises the smoke point just a little bit.
Okay.
So.
Just another quick question about the filet. You're searing them in the pan. Is that where it stops? Are they just going to rest after that, or are they going in the oven?
They're going to go in the oven, and then with the pan, I'm going to make the sauce right in there and take all that nice flavor that's absorbed in there.
Gotcha.
So in this red onion marmalade, I just got the red onions laid flat. I'm going to take some of that seasoning salt, throw it right on top. When you do red onion marmalade, it's like doing French onion soup. You don't want to mess with the onions too much. You just want to lay them flat, let them do their thing, and then flip them. And by the time you flip them, they'll start caramelizing and do what you need to do with them.
All right, so it's not like a stir fry where you're just constantly got a spoon in there.
No, not at all.
Them.
Not at all.
Okay.
See these searing really nice. And like I said, it's a pretty easy dish because all you're really doing is steak and a couple sides, but the way it's going to be plated, it's going to be really nice.
Okay. So. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see that. Tell me a little bit more about what you're going to do with the asparagus.
Asparagus, I've just already got it all done because it's really easy. It's just olive oil, crushed garlic, and my seasoning salt. Roast off at 450 degrees. It's a good side. It's my favorite vegetable.
Did you blanch it at all?
Not at all. Just straight roast. It'll come out al dente. The tips will brown a little bit. It'll look really nice on the plate with the steak.
Okay, so you're not, you're just waiting for that bright green, not trying to get it too mushy or anything like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Anything special going on at the kitchen at Powhatan
A lot.
these days?
We're changing the whole concept of the restaurant since I've taken it over, and that's why I'm doing steak, because we're turning into an upscale steakhouse.
Okay.
And we're going to be featuring USDA Prime, which is the top line meat in America, and Wagyu, which is Japan Kobe beef, but it's grown in Australia, the ones we're getting, and domestic. So our quality steaks are going to be off the charts. It's going to be amazing.
Now, why the change? Do you feel like there was just a demand for that in the area?
A little bit of demand. I wanted to kind of take it into modern day, and then I just feel that since I'm kind of the executive chef there, going with the times, I wanted to change stuff to my liking and what people have been asking for. A lot of people in Williamsburg have been asking for a good steakhouse, so I'm going to go with it.
All right. So I already had the house. All you needed was just more beef in there in the kitchen of Powhatan. All right, we're going to come back and check on this recipe coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, Chris has somebody special to talk to.
Okay, whether your child is in public or private school, you've probably been called on as a parent to help with fundraising. There is a trick to successful fundraising, and here now to tell us more is Sharon Sharp, admission assistant from Chesapeake Bay Academy. Sharon, private school fundraising? I wasn't aware that this is important.
Well, many people are under the misconception that private schools' tuition is enough to cover the cost of educating their students, and typically that's not true. Private nonprofit schools don't get any type of outside fundings from the government or any other source, so they have to fundraise, and one of the most popular ways to fundraise are auctions.
And that's something that you guys are holding this weekend.
Yes, at Chesapeake Bay Academy we're having our 16th annual auction. It's Saturday at 6, and tickets are still available for it. Auctions are a fun way for parents to support their schools and enjoy it at the same time.
I know this is something that the parents really rally behind. What are some of the key components of putting on a successful auction?
Well, it's important to have good donors and sponsors to help offset the cost of raising an auction. A good location, you want the location to be large enough so that no one's crowded, but not too large so it seems sparse. And the most important thing is to have a good auctioneer who specializes in auctioning for nonprofits.
Okay, so you've had a successful auction. Where do the profits go to? I'm sure it goes right back into the education of the students.
All monies raised go directly to the students at the school for projects like music labs, computer systems, those things that help enrich the education of the students that the tuition doesn't touch. So fundraising is very important for that.
Okay, big auction, Chesapeake Bay Academy this weekend. What are some of the items that you guys are going to be auctioning off?
Oh, we have a wide variety of items. We have, this year we had a donation of a Mini Cooper that we had raffle tickets for that sold out. We have a little scooter that's up. We have artwork, we have home items, garden items, a wide variety of items for anybody who would look for something fantastic.
Something says I'd look good in a Mini Cooper. I guess I'd have to go. And it's not just an auction. There's a great dinner provided as well. So it's a big party for you guys.
Yes, it is. I think that's why auctions are so popular, because you have dinner and you have the entertainment and you have an opportunity to get some really fantastic items.
A festive occasion. Who knows, maybe you could walk away with a Mini Cooper, maybe a scooter, something really nice. Sharon Sharp, Chesapeake Bay Academy Annual Fundraising Auction. It is this Saturday at 6. Of course, tickets are still available, and like I said, dinner is included. Just call 497-6200 or go to the website at cba-va.org, or you can go to our website, hamptonroadshow.com, and find out more. Sharon, nice job, and good luck this weekend.
Well, thank you. We're looking forward to it.
Back in the buzz, Three's Company.
This little Chance.
Oh, there he is.
Hanging out with me and Arion. He is our pet pal of the week today. He's up for adoption. He's a sweetie. Really nice dog.
He
and
is
just
so
sits
good.
right there on the table.
Yeah, he's just cool, just chilling, hanging out.
So if he could talk, I'm sure he would weigh in on our hot topics today. We asked you how you felt about something being considered in the Supreme Court right now. It was passed in 2005 as the Stolen Valor Act that made it a felony to lie and say that you were a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient or that you received a Purple Heart. And now that law is being challenged, some folks want it repealed because they say, you know, like it or not, First Amendment rights protect lying. Shauna says when you profit from falsehood, it is a fraud and it should be punished. And I think that's what makes it tough, is how do people profit from this? You know, I mean, you don't always say, like, Congressional Medal of Honor winners eat free, you know, here.
And
you know what I mean?
with freedom of speech, yes, you can say what you want, but for some things, know that there's going to be a consequence to it.
Valerie says it's not just a lie, it is fraud, so it should be illegal. And Mike B says it really upsets me that people do this, but I can't see where they can make a law against somebody lying, and that's kind of that slippery slope thing we were talking about. Let's see, on this one, Brandon says, it is not fair for the individuals that have been there, done that, earned it, I added the earned it part, to see someone who just wants to wear the medals or have the honors. Very, very disrespectful, and that's all the time we have on that one. Go ahead.
It is just, I think, just overall disrespectful. Why would someone even want to do that? So, if you're doing that, don't do that.
I know it.
Chance wouldn't want that either.
No, he would not. All right, well, next time in the Buzz, we'll talk about our other hot topic today, and we were talking about...
what would you do if, like, your side passion, if you wanted to pursue something else, because I am Hampton Roads, he's a Navy pilot, also a children's author.
That's neat. All right, so homework, toys, video games, the kids' stuff can take over your whole house. Coming up, we'll check out some very clever solutions from the folks at the Closet Factory.
And in this morning's I Am Hampton Roads, Navy pilot James Thomas knows a thing or two about what it's like to be away from family. Coming up here, his inspiration for helping other families get through the tough times of deployment.
And don't forget about our pop quiz today. You could win one of the fabulous Contest Week prizes that you see on the screen right now. And by entering, you're registered for tomorrow's grand prize drawing, that pair of country mega tickets, courtesy of Barn Bureau Live in Virginia Beach. Just log on to thehamptonroadshow.com, click the pop quiz button at the top right-hand corner of the screen. Good luck. Our live audience today is from the YWCA of Southampton Roads, and this weekend they're presenting a fun benefit event called Rock of Love. Here now to tell us more about it is Roxy Hoven. She's the interim executive director for the YWCA. So Rock of Love, I'm going to guess music.
Rock of Love, absolutely. We have partnered with the School of Rock in downtown Norfolk, and it's Saturday at 6:30 to 9:30, and we are just taking a stand for healthy relationships. As you know, the YWCA has the largest sexual assault center in the state of Virginia, the only domestic violence shelter in the city of Norfolk. We run 24-hour crisis lines, 24-hour services, and so we deal with a lot of crises, 24/7. And this is a way that we can celebrate healthy relationships and reach out to the public. And so we have the local bands LPP and Mermaids in the Basement are both playing, and it's just going to be an environment of fun, and we're going to talk about healthy relationships and just sharing some of the successes of that.
School of Rock is a good partner too, because it's a fun place for kids, and I think a lot of times people forget that when you talk about unhealthy domestic relationships, kids are so often stuck between that rock and hard place that the women are.
Absolutely. The kids suffer so much, and oftentimes in silence. We think that they don't know what's happening. They do know what's happening. And so when we can model healthy relationships and celebrate healthy relationships, then we're doing the kids, ourselves, and the whole community a great service.
If folks have been in situations where all they've seen are bad relationships, they may not even have an awareness themselves.
Oftentimes they have no idea what a good relationship looks like. When we talk to people, they can talk all day long about what has happened to them, that violence or abuse or oppression. But when you say, tell me about what a healthy relationship looks like, tell me what you like in a healthy relationship, people fall silent. They don't know the language to say, this is what I want, deserve, and need in my life. So it's really important for us to talk about that, what a healthy relationship looks like, and honor that.
All right. Well, it sounds like a fun way to support that cause coming up. So make sure, if you would like to go to the Rock of Love again, it's Saturday at 6:30, and it's at the School of Rock,
It's at the School of Rock, downtown Norfolk.
Okay. If you would like tickets, you can get online, ywcashr.org, or you can call 625-4248. Roxy, thanks very much. Thanks to everybody for coming on today to talk about this important issue.
All right, still ahead on the Hampton Roads Show with Chance. We're going to head back to the kitchen with Jonathan Scott from the kitchen at Powhatan. He's finishing up his amazing pan-seared filet mignon.
But first, want to know the key to a long and happy marriage? Yeah, we do too. So we're asking a couple with more than 50 years of insight, Bob and Elaine Mooney from Atlantic Shores in Virginia Beach, hear their words of wisdom next.
And remember, you can adopt our pet pal of the week. This is Mr. Chance. Just call the Virginia Beach SPCA at 427-0070 or log on to vbspca.com to token home.
A key to a happy marriage is saying, I love you.
Every day.
Every day, all day,
Often.
and often.
I think your heart has something to do with it. And we are very much in love.
Love is you have to
accept the person you're loving, and you have to make an effort to do that. And I think both of us do that.
It's never too late. You know, our favorite song is Second Time Around. So it's never too late.
But you know he loves you very much.
Sure.
How do you know?
Because he does as he's told.
I just want to say that was one of the most special moments in my career here on the Hampton Road Show, going out to Atlantic Shores. What a great community and such insight and wisdom from so many of the people out there. I'm here with Bob and Elaine Mooney from Atlantic Shores, living in Virginia Beach. You guys have been together for a very long time. How did you meet?
We met on the tennis courts. I was 14, he was 16. My girlfriend and I were playing tennis, and all of a sudden we didn't have any tennis balls left, and somebody had taken them.
So you're saying, Elaine, that Bob was stealing your tennis balls?
Yes.
Is that how it went, Bob?
Well, I had a different take on it. I thought she was kicking them over my way, but perhaps I was, you know, keeping them on our court.
So it was a little of both then?
I guess.
A little bit, but eventually she had to come over and
she had to get those balls, whatever it takes. So let me ask you this. Was it love at first sight, Elaine?
It was more like. You know, it was like, and then we got to know each other and started dating, and we've been dating ever since.
Ever since.
Yeah.
So you've known each other from the age 14 and 16.
Yes, that's a few years ago.
That's an amazing relationship that you guys have formed together. When did you get married?
We got married in 1958, and so this will be our 54th anniversary coming up here in July.
Now let me ask you this, Elaine. You've been together for a very long time. Do you remember the first thing that Bob gave you? What gift was that?
It was what we call a friendship ring, and the kids now call a promise ring, and I dug it out and wore it today.
And there it is, right there.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
What did that mean to you when Bob gave you that?
Oh, that made my heart go. That was a commitment. We were in high school, and it was a commitment to be exclusive.
And then you made it, Bob, you did it right. When did you get married?
We got married in 1958. It was a big celebration. They shot off fireworks the day before we got married. We were married on the 5th of July. So 4th of July, they had a fireworks party for us. It was wonderful.
You made it easy on yourself. You can't miss that one.
Right, that's right.
Okay, so you've been together for so long. You got to tell me, what is the key to a long and successful marriage, Elaine?
Well, I think first of all, you have to love the person, you have to like them, you have to have the same moral values, and you have to have a sense of humor.
How about that, Bob? Do you agree?
I do agree. I do agree. And I had a few other items that I thought turned out to be very important for our lives, and that was to have a mutual plan for the future, something that we had long-term goals, short-term goals, and we reacted to the short-term and made it through the long-term.
And here you are with the long-term goals. You originally from New Jersey, but settled in Virginia Beach.
Yes,
Why is that, Bob?
Well, we had a home on an island off New Jersey and a home down in Florida, too, at Sanibel Island. And we were approaching the time in our plan when we wanted to find a place that we could call home for quite a long period of time. And we looked on the internet and found Atlantic Shores, among others, at it. The website was AtlanticShoresLiving.com, and it just seemed a good place for us. We had to be near the ocean. That's in our blood, and it just seemed like a perfect place for us.
And I know it's worked out well. Elaine, Atlantic Shores, has that worked out well for you guys?
Beyond our wildest dreams. Really, I'm on the Marketing and Public Relations Committee, and it's fun. We've had the Pinup Boys calendar, we have the Guiding Eye for the Blind going on right now, and we have some of the cutest puppies you ever wanted to see, and if you wanted to check them out, you could go to AtlanticShoresLiving.com and go to the dog blog, and it's darling.
Elaine and Bob Mooney, thanks for sharing your story. It's a wonderful place, Atlantic Shores Living, 1200 Atlantic Shores Drive, Virginia Beach. Check them out online at AtlanticShoresLiving.com or call 716-2000. Best of luck to you guys, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
What a treat.
So cute.
All right, James Thomas has always had a love for writing. In fact, he published his first children's book in 2004.
His inspiration for writing came from his deployments away from his family, and now his books have developed into a series to help other families cope with the separation. Check out more in this morning's I Am Hampton Roads.
What Will I Play While You're Away by James Thomas, illustrated by Jill Norton. My name is James Thomas. I'm a military pilot, and I'm also an author. Basically, we started to write a long time ago when we figured out that there was a lack of books to help parents who deploy, and we wrote the first one to help our friends out. The first one is called My Dad's Going Away, but He'll Be Back One Day. It was positive, and but when you see your own book, you're always your worst critic, and I wanted to do better, and the second book came out in 2010, about 6 years later, of What Will I Play While You're Away. These books enable each parent to basically help explain it to the kid. And they're not designed to give the kid the answers and everything. They're designed to basically help the parent discuss what's happening with the kid, how to write a letter, or how to basically continue while the parent's gone. When you tell your daughter, who's 3 years old, that you're going away, compared to your son, who's almost 7, they react differently to it. My son understands, okay, it's going to be 6 months. My daughter doesn't know what 6 months means. My son understands what it is to write a letter. My daughter doesn't have a clue, but she can do drawings. So that's the thing that it's hard to explain. Each kid reacts differently. Some kids will get quiet, some kids will actually speak more, some kids will act up, some won't. The main goal is when your parent comes back at the end, you're hoping that everything will go back to normal. And of course, it takes a while. It's like coming back home, you have to date again. And it's just like when you meet your kids the first time after a year. You're not going to sit there and be dad right away. You're a person who came back in the home. You're going to ease in slowly. Otherwise, you're not going to punish them right away, because guess what? Your wife's been punishing them or helping them put them to bed all the time. So it's going to break the routine. I can have a friend over and play with my toys. We like to make lots of noise. It's actually brought my family closer in a lot of areas. My son likes to get involved with them now. He'll read the book and he'll say, "Dad, that doesn't make any sense," or "Hey, Dad, try this." And so he likes to do that. And so I'm hoping from my son when I deploy here for the year that he'll use the books and he'll basically tell me what other ones he wants to see in the future too. It's not just my book. There's other books out there. People should know that when we first started off, there was 1 or 2 books out, and now there's 30, 40 books out there, and you should look at all of them. Each one's different, and each person has had their input into it. So really, pick the book that works for you. It doesn't, each book is different, and I saw a lot of good books out there. And in fact, I encourage other people to write more books. There's no perfect book. Every time you think you wrote a perfect book, somebody else reads it and it's like, why did you put that sentence there? Or why did you do that? Or some kids love it, and some kids don't. And but I think my last one, What Will I Play While You're Away? My daughter loves the pictures more than the words. My son loves the words. So again, different kids, different ages. I love to write, and if I had a choice, I'd be writing all day long. My name is James Thomas, and I am Hampton Roads.
Now, as you heard, James, he is deploying at the end of this month for an entire year, so we, of course, want to wish him well while he's away, and also to his family. He also wanted to do something for the women who serve, so he recently published My Mom is Going Away, but She'll Be Back One Day, and we're going to have a link in this story on our website, thehamptonroadshow.com, of where you can purchase your own copy.
Great ideas there. All right, we're in the kitchen with Executive Chef Jonathan Scott from the kitchen at Powhatan. When we come back, he's going to, we're ready to go. Sorry, I thought we were taking a break, but we're not. You've done a lot since we were last in the kitchen. You're going to have to catch us up.
No problem. Yeah, I've done a couple things just to make sure everything was done on time. Red onion marmalade, I cooked all the onions down like we discussed, and then I took red wine vinegar, Merlot, brown sugar, a little red pepper, crushed down to give it a little contrast, cooked it all the way down. Didn't touch it, let it reduce. And now it's really, there's still a little color. Yeah, it's going to go contrast on the plate wonderfully. The pan, like I told you, we're going to make a pan sauce. I threw some wild mushrooms and some julienne shallots and a little bit of whole grain mustard in there to start it up. Now this is pretty traditional French cooking when you sear a piece of meat in a steak, or in a pan I should say, and then use that pan and pull out the flavor. And that's exactly what we did. And then I added the cognac to deglaze the pan, pull all the little steak reminiscences out of there, and then we're going to start making the sauce. So I'm actually going to have you do to help me.
Okay. You threw some butter in there too, right?
I threw a couple pats of butter so it wouldn't burn. It's just so we have a little bit of texture also as well.
And we should mention the fillets are in the oven.
I actually pulled those. They're resting, which is very side note.
We should mention the fillets are not in the oven. They're over there. Okay.
A very important side note with meat is always pull it and let it rest for at least 10 minutes to let the juices redistribute throughout, so it's a juicy piece of meat.
But 10 minutes seems like a long time. Seems like it's going to get cold.
It's like if you think of a hot box or an oven. When you shut the oven off, it takes a little bit to cool it down. It's the same thought process.
Okay.
And so it'll also cool it down. As it cools down, the juices just go throughout the meat.
So resist the urge to like cut it and look at it.
Don't touch it.
All right, now you were going to give me a job before I really interrupted you.
The cream right here.
Yep.
If you want to go ahead and start pouring a little bit on the side, what I'm doing is I'm making the pan sauce. The cream's going to pull some more of the stuff on the bottom of the pan, and that should be good. And what that's going to do is when it boils, it's going to start naturally thickening because of the cream, and we're going to take a little bit of butter and thicken it.
Okay. How come you didn't want me to pour it in the middle? How come you had me do it on the side?
Because when you do it in the side, you got a less surface space. If you go right in the middle, it might kick back because it's boiling and then shoot you with cream. I don't want that to happen.
So the butter?
We'll do 2 pats.
Oops, sorry.
That's good.
And you said this was clarified butter that you actually formed back into these little golf balls.
That's so.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's starting to naturally thicken.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking for.
Looking great.
Thank you.
And the asparagus was also done ahead of time. So
yeah, and that's just easy. Like I said, if you just roast it off in the oven, you're good to go.
Okay.
And now the little extra that I said I brought is the black truffle. Now this is just a grater. A lot of people use a truffle plane where it comes out in thin strips. For black truffles, they're not as intense and not as expensive. I usually just grate a little bit right into whatever I'm using.
Okay.
Just a little bit, because you're not trying to get all truffle flavor. You're just in it making more intense of an earthiness to it. And it does smell like mushrooms.
It does.
It really does. Okay, so that's all done.
Time to plate?
Yeah, you can plate right now.
Okay. And don't forget, the Kitchen at Powhatan now is quickly becoming the premier steakhouse up there in Williamsburg, 3601 Ironbound Road in Williamsburg. Reservations are recommended. You can call 253-7893, or you can find them online, kitchenatpowhatan.com. I know just from the colors we're talking about here, it's going to be a beautiful dish. We're going to check it out, and we're going to come taste it in just a few minutes.
Fantastic.
Thanks very much.
Still ahead on the Hampton Road Show, looking for a clever way to make the most of your space. Up next, our friends from the Closet Factory share some unique decluttering options that can double your space. All right, well, whether it is that corner full of toys, that growing pile of papers on your dining room table, if you're living with kids, your living space may be taken over by all of their stuff, but there are some clever solutions for controlling the clutter. Tamara Lenz, Senior Design Consultant with the Closet Factory, is here to show us more. Tamara, welcome to the Hampton Road Show.
Thank you very much.
Explain, before we get into the questions, what Closet Factory does. What do you guys do?
We create custom storage solutions to simplify your life.
So what are some of the benefits of organizing a kid's space?
Well, kids' spaces are where they sleep, it's where they study, it's where they keep their stuff, and they have lots of stuff. It is where they hang out with their friends. And if I can't, well, I know that children like to hang out in spaces where they're comfortable, and if I can create a comfortable space for them to hang out, then as a mom, it allows me to keep a closer eye on what they're up to.
Now explain what we're looking at here. This is from one of your homes, the treasure chest home that was at one of the Homoramas.
Yes, it is. That was the loft area. That is actually a multi-purpose space. Children these days need somewhere to, they have desks, they need somewhere to do their homework, they also need somewhere to do video games. And by having a multi-purpose space like that, when they're studying, they can have this wonderful desktop. And when the studying is done, homework is over, mom can come in with the remote control, push a button, and a TV comes up through the desk, and now it becomes a gaming station. And children can play the video games. There's plenty of storage for their school supplies, their books, or their video games, their headsets, controllers, all of that.
And we've talked to you guys before, and what I love that is so key is you guys organize more than just closets.
Absolutely.
So what are some other areas for organization for when it comes to the kids?
Well, the desk bed is an idea that we debuted at Homorama last October. You're seeing a picture of it on the screen. That's in the closed position. That's where it's a desk. Then what happens is when you need the bed, say kids have been doing their homework, it's time to go to sleep, the bed rotates out, the desk floats parallel to the floor, so nothing that's on the desk falls off. They sleep all night, we hope. Then in the morning, because they have to get their stuff off the desk, they close the bed up, and now the bed is made, so to speak, and everything they need is right there.
That was one of the coolest things in the home. Do you find that a lot of people are kind of drawn to that, or do you see more people wanting the desk bed?
Oh, they love it. We're doing them in craft rooms. We're doing them in guest rooms. And I'm also trying to get them into college dorms. I think they're perfect. And fire stations as well.
So if someone calls you guys and has a designer come out to their home, what can they expect? What's that process like for getting their home organized?
As a designer, I know that every client is unique. I know that every space is special. I know that it's their space, it's their home, it's their style. So I'm coming in as a designer, trying to give them an initial consultation. First of all, there's no charge for it.
Okay.
I'm going to come in and assess their needs. I'm going to talk to them about the space, ask them what drives them crazy. They're going to show me.
That pile.
Yes, that pile, all the mess. And my job is to ask them 100 questions, find out what they need, and together we design a solution for them that maximizes their space.
And last, really quick, I bet as a designer, when you go meet these clients for the first time, and then when you guys reorganize the space and you come back to them, what is that reaction like? Are they just in awe?
I love it. I love it. I love to leave my clients better than I find them. And by organizing their space, I go back to their homes and everything's where it's supposed to be. Their life is so much easier because there's no chaos.
Yes, sounds good. Awesome. Well, some great tips there. Of course, you can find the Closet Factory online by going to closetfactoryhr.com or give them a call, 486-2726. Tamara, thanks so much.
Thank you, Ariana.
All right, we're in the buzz this morning.
Good
Carrie Fury and
idea.
myself, and I'm thinking desk bed.
Yes, that is awesome.
Desk, you know, and whoever came up with that idea probably is making a lot of money.
It's very efficient. It's very spacey. It kind of makes me think of like the ships. You know how you rack, like you lift up your bed and that's all your stuff under there.
Yep.
Yes.
So, you know, maybe building a better mouse trap is something that you could think of, and maybe
Theirs
a
is
quick
much better
way to make
looking, though.
money. That's true.
Theirs is a lot more attractive from a design standpoint than the triple decker coffin racks, as we call them. Okay, on to other interests. Second careers.
Second careers, designing.
Secret talents. Michelle said, I love that he, meaning the subject of Ariane's I Am Hampton Roads, Navy pilot who also wrote a series of children's books for kids going through deployment. The children need us to help them in a world that can be very tough. I just graduated with my teaching degree to teach in elementary school. Teaching jobs are hard to find, so in the meantime, I love to write children's books too. She just doesn't know how to get them published. And she says she's also an artist and loves to capture people's memories in black and white drawings. The hardest part for her, she said, is trying to find that passion, share that passion with others, but folks are already answering her on our Facebook page. Consider self-publishing, find websites to guide you through how to publish your work. Ashley giving up that advice. Jesse's a firefighter medic, but he says he likes to spend his time funding charities around Hampton Roads. He likes the Polar Plunge, Walk America, Children's Hospital, and he likes to give back and pay it forward.
Volunteering is a good thing to do, especially with the youth of America, so it'd be kind of neat to do something with kids.
Absolutely, yeah. That's, I think, what I would like to do.
Speaking of kids, let's go do something with those kids over there.
Look at these kids.
Look at these kids.
Jeremy.
It's talking about me,
Hey,
right?
kids.
Yes.
Let's
clearly.
help these kids out.
Jeremy's
Kids.
43.
These kids.
Where?
Saw that gym
right.
workout. Ooh, just solid iron.
Right, Jeremy said he would be a personal
Hurt my
trainer.
hand.
Personal trainer, circus performer, meat
Hey,
cutter,
I wouldn't mind that either.
parking lot attendant.
Be interesting. Parking lot. Maybe not that one. But,
Thought I'd give it a shot.
couple in there. No, I'll make up pop quizzes the rest of my life.
Game
You're
show
pretty
host.
good at it.
Game show host. There you
I
go.
could totally see you doing that.
Yeah, I can see some Nickelodeon shows in my future.
Let's make it more like Pat Sajak.
Slimed.
Hey, I'd love to do that.
Well, let's spin the wheel on
Let's
today's
spin the
trivia,
wheel.
shall we?
All right, let's take a look at it. The pop quiz for the day. All right, nominated for an Oscar 59 times. A lot. Spoke for the Animals, co-founded an animation empire, and created the most popular mouse ever.
And this has what to do with Hampton Roads?
Steamboat Willie.
Nothing. It's Oscar theme for the today and tomorrow.
That's right,
so,
right.
yeah.
The most popular mouse, what, Mickey Mouse?
That's right.
Keep going.
So,
Keep going.
Walt Disney.
Disney.
There you go.
I liked it. That was good.
I know you guys
He
had
was
it.
not. You know what?
You were on the verge. You were on the
I was
brink.
going there,
On the
Jeremy.
edge.
So yeah, 59 times for
Wow.
things that he was attached to, work that he was attached to there, or created himself. So pretty impressive.
A genius.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's contest week. We're giving away some awesome, awesome prizes. Of course, we've already given away the PBR experience passes, the outdoor deck cooking package, and the carpeting package, but here's a look at what you can still win.
A Yankee Candle gift basket loaded with great Yankee candles and accessories from the Yankee Candle Williamsburg flagship store.
All right, whose turn is it this time?
You go, Chris.
Micah?
The two-night weekend stay at the Newport News Marriott at City Center with breakfast for two every day is still there. That's going home with somebody today. And, of course, everybody who plays along this week, everybody who enters our pop quiz trivia all week long, win or lose, will automatically be entered to win the contest grand prize, the hottest ticket in town, that country mega ticket from Farm Bureau Live. Let's pick a prize.
Okay, here we go.
Be the Marriott
or the
the Marriott.
Newport News City Center Marriott, including breakfast. Congratulations to somebody. And speaking of breakfast, we're going to have brunch here in just a minute.
Yes, we are. Don't forget about our pet pal. Cute little Chance is our pet pal of the week from the Virginia Beach SPCA. Here's all the information, 427-0070, or you can log on to vbspca.com for more information on how to adopt Chance or one of the hundreds of animals that they are sheltering.
Wow.
No words. This is awesome.
Wow.
Excellent.
All right, Chef Jonathan Scott from the kitchen at Powhatan, the steakhouse at Powhatan. It's probably just a matter of time.
Yeah.
All right, all of the how-to, the ingredients online. We want to thank everybody who came to visit today, our audience from the YWCA. Don't forget about the Rock of Love coming up and the grand prize tomorrow, so make sure you tune in.
And Chance, our pet pal of the week. Take him home.
See you guys.